You're watching Spotlight, and joining me now representing the BrightSide Theater is Julie Kornak. Welcome to the show, Julie.
Thank you so much, Jane. A pleasure to be here.
Always nice, and we're just going to start right out. What's BrightSide Theater?
BrightSide Theater is Naperville's only professional theater company performing in the heart of the downtown district. And we actually perform on the campus of North Central College. And while we're not a part of them, that has been our artistic home for the last 12 years.
Very nice place to be, right?
It is, yes.
Yeah. You're now into season 12 this coming year. What's that going to look like?
Yeah, we actually skipped 11 and just went right to 12.
Oh, you literally skipped 11. I love that.
Okay. 10 again. So we skipped 11.
Okay.
A little humor there.
Yeah.
So, we are season 12 right now, and we've called that our season of passion.
Ooh.
And we kick off just this fall and have a bunch of shows throughout the season. And our first show is A Little Night Music. It's a musical by Stephen Sondheim. And most people know Send in the Clowns, which is the most famous song from that particular musical. It had a revival on Broadway with the late Angela Lansbury and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And it's about an actress, Miss Desiree Armfeld, who is tiring of the theater life and being an actress, and kind of reignites an old flame. And it's kind of culminates into a weekend with a bunch of couples and finding out who should they really be with a lot of love and a little farce. It's actually really a farce. It takes place, and in a different time, so costumes are very different, and it seems very formal, but it's actually very funny and farcical, and really almost like a romantic farce.
And that's something you've done a lot of, farce, right?
We love farce. We
Yes.
we really started BrightSide on the love of farce and comedy, which is why we named ourselves BrightSide Theater and looking on the bright side of life.
Good old Monty.
Absolutely. A little good farce. And because, life is too dramatic as it is, and we want a little bit of that escapism and some relief to come to the theater and just kind of sit back and relax and really enjoy ourselves. And a little bit of laughter goes a long way.
Second show,
we're going to move into our cabaret setting. Remember, we started that back in 2019, where we'll take a piece that isn't done that often, or for whatever reason, it's better to do in a concert version series. So instead of at the theater at Miley Swallow Hall, which is where we will be for the rest of our season, we kind of take a little step down the road into the Fine Arts Building, into the Madden Theater, and we create a cabaret setting for a musical. And we're doing the musical Chess. And it's one that isn't done too often, but it's actually written by the same people who wrote Mamma Mia. It's written by ABBA. And we have two chess champions who are coming to Bangkok, one from Russia, one from the United States. And while they are vying for the championship, they're also vying for the love of a woman. So it's the passion of the game, it's the passion of the woman. And so that's how we kind of tied that all in together. And
Wonderful.
that will take place in February for just a 2-weekend run. So a short little run that we get in. And again, we do it with scripts, but we also highlight the music. It's about the music in that show. So our live music will actually be on stage. All of our musicians will be with us. And so definitely a little bit more of that cabaret feel of a full musical, top to bottom, acted and sung as well.
What else you got?
So from there, we go into, in March, we go to actually a comedy thriller, which is a little bit of a new comedy, or a little bit of a new category, I should say, that we are stepping into with Death Trap. And it's one of the longest running plays on Broadway. And it's about a playwright who is kind of having that writer's block, and his student comes to him with really what he considers to be the next big hit script. And him and his wife concoct this whole little plan to make that script their own. And so there's a little bit of comedy and a lot of sitting on the edge of your seat thriller type of events for that show. So we're really looking forward to bring that to us. And Jason Harrington, who directed The Odd Couple for us last season, is joining us again and will be guest directing for us.
Wonderful. Well, you sound like you've got a great season coming up.
We do.
Yes. Now, one of the other things you got started, which I find fascinating, is your whole youth theater program.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yep. So that will actually run at the same time concurrently with that play. And our BrightSide Theater Youth Project is a way for us to reach the kids who want to learn how to perform and work with professionals in the industry. So directors, musical directors, choreographers, and really learn how to work together. So as much as it is about putting on a great show, it's about working together as a team, being able to present, being able to figure out, what do I do step 1, step 2, how do I problem solve if something goes wrong, and do that in a team effort. And so while they are learning all the the technical skills about being in a production. These are skills that these kids will take on to kind of involve them in everything in their future lives.
Absolutely.
So they're skills that are so important to be able to learn and do it in such a fun and welcoming and open environment in a setting for them to be able to step out of their comfort zone.
Right.
To be with us.
What are the ages for that, Julie?
So if they have done a show with us before, like a summer camp where we do extend the age a little younger, they can participate. Otherwise, it's 8 to 18
Okay.
to be able to participate. And in fact, one of our kids' moms always says, this is my kids' team sport,
I love that.
is to come and do a musical. And I love that as well. I think it culminates everything that we've talked about. So that will be in our middle section.
Okay.
And we are grateful to the Lions Club who actually helps us support. And we do an ASL performance, sign language show for the kids, as well as a touch tour and audio described for those who have low vision. So we also pull that in to just make sure that it's truly inclusive for all of our kids as well.
Oh, that's lovely. I like that. I like that. Now, the last thing that we want to talk about today is your summer program.
I'm going to skip first, though, the last show of our season. So if we're going to go in chronological order, we have one more show left.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
Because our big one, our big summer one, is Jesus Christ Superstar. So,
Oh, we love that one.
I've
seen that many times.
yes, which of course brings ultimately the passion word to it, obviously.
Absolutely.
It's not the Passion of Jesus Christ. But it's a musical that so many people have grown up with, and we did a little couple pieces from the show actually in our summer concerts, which was our Summer in the Parks concert series. So we kind of give a little preview of that.
Okay.
This past summer, that will play in June for 3 weekends at the Miley Swell Hall. So we're looking forward to that. And Jeffrey Cass is back behind directing that production as well.
Okay, now tell me about your summer program, because you've got that. You've been doing that a couple of years now.
Yep.
So will it be back?
So this will be our 4th season, and it was something that did come out of COVID, and we created the Summer in the Parks concert series, which was a way to bring people together during COVID in a safe environment. So we took a concert, an hour concert, created it and threw it into the public and outdoors, which at the time was a safe thing to do. And we've kind of continued that and continued to grow it over the years. So we've gone from a couple performances, have grown it from that 3. We were at 8 performances this year. We missed one with a bad weather storm, but 8 performances were scheduled. And we went throughout the park districts of Naperville, of Lisle, and in Downers Grove as well, we did Andrew Lloyd Webber music for that. That was kind of our theme for the year. And everyone just kind of came out to do Ravinia a la Naperville a little bit. But it's so great to see the old, the young, doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from. And it's this all-inclusive environment that everyone is just enjoying the music. And so we do plan to do that again. And thanks to a grant from the NEA, we do have a stage. And this year we were able to take it to parks that wouldn't necessarily have it. It's not always just the downtown location. So we were able to bring it to the Ranch View location, which has no space other than the park itself. And so we brought an actual performance to them. And that was probably one of my favorite spots for the summer. So we're looking forward to doing that.
It's always nice to be able to do things, probably even for the actors, in a completely new environment. So it's not just bringing in new audiences, it's another new experience for the actors.
Yes. And I will say every show was just a little different, and we found little bits and interacted with the audience. And, there were days that were really hot, and we're sitting in the sun and just having fun. And so while we have not yet solidified our theme yet for next year, we're just looking to expand that to maybe 10 performances throughout the area. And each one kept kind of growing. So, over the years, we're seeing more and more people kind of come back to us, new people still finding out who we are, or those who have moved into the area. And we just welcome them to come out and check us out, because we have a lot of fun, and I think all of our spaces and all of our shows really do bring the people in close to it, so that it is always a very intimate setting with how we are performing the shows, which is unique to us versus any other location.
Well, you've done a tremendous amount of good work in 12 seasons.
12 seasons.
And truly 12 years. I mean, truly 12
And a couple
years.
thrown in that we were down with COVID, but we are so happy to be back and keep thriving and keep pushing and reaching new audiences in a different way.
Well, that's wonderful. Julie, we wish you all the best for season 12. And if you are interested in learning more about BrightSide Theater, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.